Good afternoon, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we welcome you to our midday meditation. Today we're in Mark chapter 16, and we're just going to read all 20 verses. Brother Tyler, if you'll take the first 5.
Now when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices that they might come and anoint him. Very early in the morning on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they said among themselves, "Who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us?" But when they looked up, they saw the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe, sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed.
But he said to them, "Do not be alarmed. You are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has been raised. He is not here. Look, there is the place they laid him. Go tell his disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him, just as he told you." So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Now after he rose early on the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, from whom he had cast out 7 demons. And she went and told those who had been with him, while they were mourning and weeping.
And when they heard that he was alive and had been seen by her, they did not believe. After that, he appeared in another form to 2 of them as they walked and went into the country. And they went and told it to the rest, but they did not believe them either. Later he appeared to the 11 as they sat at the table, and he rebuked their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they did not believe those who had seen him after he had risen. And he said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
The one who believes and is baptized will be saved, but the one who does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe. By using my name, they will cast out demons, they will speak in new tongues, they will pick up snakes in their hands, and if they drink any deadly thing, it will not hurt them. And they will lay their hands on the sick, and they will recover." So then the Lord Jesus, after he had spoken to them, was taken up into heaven and sat down at the right hand of God. And they went out and proclaimed the good news everywhere, while the Lord worked with them and confirmed the message by the signs that accompanied it. I think probably the biggest theme that occurs in this chapter, Tyler, is belief. Right there at verse 11, when they heard that he was alive, that was the gospel. They heard the gospel and they didn't believe it. They heard the gospel from Mary and they didn't believe it. Then 2 others, they came back and they told him, and in verse 12, it says, and they did not believe them. And then verse 14, Jesus says that Jesus upbraided them or rebuked them or chastised them because of their lack of faith or their unbelief and their stubbornness or hardness of heart, because they had not believed those who saw him after he'd risen. And that leads right into go into all the world and preach the good news or the gospel to every creature, to all of creation. Whoever believes the gospel and is baptized shall be saved. If you don't believe, you're out. And some people have taken that to go, well, see, the only thing you have to do is believe. No, he used a conjunction. Whoever believes and is baptized shall be saved. Why would you be baptized if you didn't believe? And I know the answer to that. Oh, there's a cute girl that goes to church. I've been dating her for a couple years, and she tells me if I don't get baptized, she won't marry me. Okay. Well, first of all, you didn't get baptized. Not the biblical definition of baptism. But you didn't believe. And you say, well, what happens to them, brother? They're damned. Because they never believed and obeyed the gospel. They never believed and were baptized in the gospel. And that's Jesus' whole point. He gave the word to them. They did not believe what Jesus said beforehand. They didn't believe when it was confirmed to them. And now they're in a place of no faith. And Hebrews 11:6 says what, Tyler?
Is that when faith becomes by hearing?
Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Yeah, no, Romans 10:17, that's what you're thinking. So, believe. You say, you may not have to accept every word that's written in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John as being 100% true. Yep. Yep. And yup. And yup. So I yupped all 4 of them. Anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
With that, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And Lord willing, we'll see you tonight.